Hey, Tom.
Hello.
Got time for a quickie?
I'm
never going to tire of that. Never ever.
Let me look at my schedule. Yes, hello one, hello all. You've joined us here at Ghost of Boyfriendspast on a Quickie episode. Now, it's long been known that Elizabeth loves the stories.
I do.
Quickie episodes, which this one is.
Yes.
Hello and welcome. I don't like them. We always.
You want to get your opinion on.
Yes, and no, we always finish these little. You get these little stories in, and you get 5 crammed in an episode, and I just leave here angry and upset because it's just the way that.
Well,
why are we doing this to each other?
Then you've got to find nicer stories to tell.
No,
don't
there's
you?
none. There's none.
There's no romance. Tom,
no.
Sound the alarm, everybody. Tom has said romance is dead.
We need some romantic stories, please.
Make
readers,
Tom's
send in
little
some
heart
nice.
sore.
When did someone make you cry in a nice way? I don't know. Send me nice things.
Give me something nice that happened on Valentine's Day this year. I want something nice that happened, and I also want the shit things. Send me them too. To start off with, I've got a little bit of reader feedback, so some opinions on some episodes past. So they are stories, but they're on the Ghosts of Episodes Past.
We do ask you readers anytime there's advice or a story, and you have better advice or your own application, send it in. So they've done that. Good.
So this says, "Hi Liz and Tom! ! Ooh. Hope you two are both well now that the silly season is truly done and dusted." So this was sent about a month ago. Oh, and of course I just clicked out of it because I don't know how to technology. Just wanted to pass comment on some episodes that I listened to while travelling overseas at the end of 2022, but couldn't be bothered dragging up the episode threads in the Facebook group if there were any.
Go.
Sometimes there were, sometimes there weren't.
Yeah.
So Cindy in the Swingiverse. It says, "Liz, I can totally relate to your comment about being a helper because that's me. I'm an acts of service gal in my relationships, be it with family, friends, or even a partner if I had one, which lol ain't going to happen because this girl needs a lot more therapy first. But words of affirmation are more what I seek from people. Give me compliments and I'm yours. I can also relate to your thoughts on swinging. Sounds hot, but my own anxieties and anxious attachment issues would 100% get in the way." Fair comment.
Yes, I don't play well with others. Is my feedback.
So we had a quickie a little while back about shooting your shot.
Yes.
And we were like, let's just do it. Let's just shoot your shot.
Yep.
Why not? So she says, "The 2 times I've shot my shot, unfortunately, did not end well."
Oh, Rita,
Neither of these stories are unusual or even funny, more just normal, I guess. The first guy was someone I'd met socially via the salsa dancing classes I took back in my 20s. I'd known him for less than a year and had been crushing on him for a few months before he gently but firmly let me down after I left a cringe AF note inside his Christmas card. Oh honey.
No.
In my defense, I was too fucking nervous to verbalize my feelings, so I took a semi-cowardly way out. That is not semi-cowardly. That is brave as shit, girl. Absolutely cute. He revealed that he was simply a big old flirt. Ugh. And that and that we could still be friendly afterwards. Unfortunately, though, it was I who felt kind of awkward around him post-rejection. I remember one time I fretted over whether a compliment that I'd given him would have him thinking that I still had feelings for him, which I didn't because I'd well and truly got the memo there. In the end, he stopped coming to classes and I moved on.
Oh, so he stopped. Okay.
Many moons later, we randomly clocked each other as I walked across a pedestrian crossing and he was in his car. He did a happy double take. I smiled and gave a small wave and that was it. I guess that meant we were good.
Oh,
cute.
Okay.
The second instance was a cruise ship holiday romance with a handsome French-Canadian fellow who was, while reciprocating my feelings, also firmly reminded me that he did not want a long-distance relationship because of the difficulties that it brings up. Yeah, fair. He'd already given me prior warning of this and also said that he wouldn't stay in contact with me post-cruise, but just try telling my crazy-ass brain that you're not crazy, you're normal. You found a thing that you liked and it's also sad when you don't have more of the thing that you like. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I freaked out and ran away like an idiot after forgetting what else I wanted to say because anxiety, ha ha ha. Same girl. Looking back now with the benefit of hindsight, he did me a favour as I doubt we would have worked even if I tried to make a go of it. Methinks we might have had semi-opposing socio-political views. Oh, that's tough.
That'll hurt.
I've also since realised that I definitely got the ick once I kissed him. Too much tongue for my liking. Yeah,
Well, there you
I
go.
had that
Yeah.
too. All of that aside, I don't have a bad word to say about him. At least he was honest about things from the get-go, despite me totally overstepping his boundaries. And out of all the crushes that I've had, and I've had plenty, he's one of the few that I think of with fondness. Let's just say that I learned a lot about myself from that situation, and those lessons continue today. Zane has pulled down the microphone. What have you to say?
Those are both adorable stories.
Yeah.
Like, I
I know.
know that you might have felt really awkward at the time, but like, I think those are great examples of shooting your shot and
Yes.
it ending well.
I was going to
Yeah.
say congratulations, Rita. I'm hazarding a guess here, but I doubt that you're sitting here right now going, gee, I regret doing that. Gee, I hate that I did that. It sounds like you
I think you need a gold star, like an actual gold star for that.
no regret.
One last little comment. Side note, re the Laura and the language barrier episode. I'm not proud of this, but I did correct my French Canadian guy on words sometimes, which my dear old mum, who was also on that cruise with me, chided me for. That said, he had a delightful way of pronouncing the word casino that said parent of mine and I still use to this day.
Very good.
Anyway, I'll end this by saying that although I don't listen to every single episode due to fear of being triggered, fair.
Yeah, we can. Fine.
I do thoroughly enjoy your Fair podcast, and I am looking forward to all the stories to come in 2023.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. And I don't expect any of you to listen to each and every bloody episode that comes out. So
Thank you. Round of applause for sharing those stories of really adorable bravery.
Yeah, very, very cute bravery.
Because, you know, what if it did work? How much would you be patting yourself on the back for it? Absolutely.
Or-
And not being verbal with something is no less brave than writing it down, putting it into words, sending a text, you know, sending a fucking carrier pigeon. You put it out there.
Yes. Well,
Just because you didn't say the words to their face means nothing. You put it out there.
well done, Rita. To tinge the positivity a little bit, I've just got some good old fashioned sad breakup little stories. My ex had always seemed like a decent guy, but one day, literally out of the blue, he broke up with me over the phone. No warning, no discussion of any problems that had been bothering him, just a breakup phone call one day. You like the breakup phone call?
Okay, I'm sorry. I know I just said whatever you say, it doesn't matter how you put it out there as long as you put it out there. When you're breaking up with someone, if you've been dating for a decent amount of time, you're officially calling yourself boyfriend and girlfriend, that's a face-to-face convo.
You got to get face.
Yeah, it's different from shooting your shot. Absolutely.
After which, he didn't reply to any of my texts or calls asking for an explanation.
Do I know this person?
Yes. No, this is signed Liz.
No.
A few days later, I went to a party which we had both been invited to. He had actually told me while we were still together that he couldn't go, so I assumed he wouldn't be there.
Of course, that's a fair assumption.
I went and saw him there all over this other girl. I can't even describe to you how I felt. This girl was stunning as well. I remember in vivid detail the dress she was wearing because it showed off her figure to absolute perfection. As much as I wanted to, I couldn't take my eyes off her. Well, it was an ugly scene, but basically I learned that he'd actually been cheating on me with her for months. Unfortunately, the story ends there, so we don't get a full the full detail. But Rita, do you understand? Can you understand that feeling, Liz? Seeing not him but her, like the other person.
Describe what my face is doing right now.
It's very upset. It's very sad. There's
I mean,
downturned lip. It's
look,
not happy.
Well,
Zane's laughing.
well done you for bigging up the other woman and not being like, that fugly bitch.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you're like, she's amazing. I get that. But you are no less amazing. And I don't think, like, as long as it's not putting it, definitely would have been a putting yourself down because you're like, he's all over her. That's awful. I hate it. Thank you. I hate it. Move on.
Well, let's move on to something
Are you doing this just to make me cranky to pay back for all the times that I make you cranky on this show?
equally uncomfortable. So I had this fling with a guy.
Ooh.
I told him on numerous occasions that he and I were not an item. After he asked me out to dinner as friends, only to go to this really... After he asked me out to dinner as friends, only to go to this really nice restaurant,
Yeah.
I told him we needed to cool it. He agreed, and cool it we did. We still talked, we had classes and had the same friendship circle. I thought all was well. Flash forward a couple of months in, he's still trying to hang out with me alone, take me on dates, and I'm trying to dodge him without hurting his feelings and telling
Are they dates?
him
Anyway, I can't
I'm
ask
just not
questions.
interested in him in that way. Then another classmate in a different classes asked me out. It was just dinner at first, but I found I really liked this dude.
Ooh, nice.
At the end of our third date, a month after the first, I have to tell the fling guy, the first guy, that he needs to back off because I want to pursue a relationship with the new guy. He says he understands. I think all is well again.
Uh-oh.
Then, right before the semester is over, I'm leaving my apartment early in the morning to go take my last final of the semester, and on my front doorstep is a gift bag with a cropped picture of me and fling guy,
Oh,
guy number 1, a really sappy love/sob letter, and a fancy-ass necklace.
But I've just said that people should shoot their shot.
Was horrified. Called fling guy, and he refused to take back the necklace or the badly cropped together picture of us. I haven't spoken to him since, and me and the guy who asked me out on a date are still together 3.5 years later. So it ends well for the reader, but there's some
here's
stickiness.
the thing, reader. I'm all for shooting a shot, but if you've shot it and been shot down,
Yes.
stop shooting.
Yes.
Stop shooting. You've got the no. Don't keep pushing until you get a yes. That's abusive.
Yeah, you'll
That's absolutely stalking. That's the Notebook fallacy where
Yes.
threatening to kill yourself is
Yes.
somehow considered romantic
Yes.
in a movie Hollywood context, but it's really not, you guys.
Now, readers, you'll remember at the top of this episode when I lamented these stories-driven episodes and how cranky and angry they make me feel at the end. And Elizabeth has just arrived at that point.
Fuck
I'm sorry.
you,
I'm
Tom.
Hey, I'm just sharing how I feel on this here show. Ghosts of Boyfriends Past.
Well, look,
Share
make us
your
happy
emotions.
and share us some nice stories.
No, I got none. I got no nice stories.
Fine.
There's none. We can either cut it short here or I can give you another shit
No,
one.
we're cutting it short
Yeah,
here.
well-
I'm cranky. I'm gonna go to bed cranky.
So, dear readers, it's up to you to cheer not just me but Elizabeth up with a
Don't be
nice
too sappy though,
story.
because
But there's some nice ones. Surely you've got grandparents that have been together for 60 years and something they
tell
do
us your
is the
grandparents'
cutest
love
thing.
story.
Yeah, because
Tell
someone
us your Valentine's Day love stories. Tell us your missed connections and reconnected love stories. I
Yes.
want those.
I know you're a shambolic wreck of a human being, but someone in your life has a sweet, lovely relationship. Dob them in. Good. Let's have some
Tell
nice
me a
things.
story where you were a cute hot mess and it still worked out for you. I love those stories too because I relate to them on a very spiritual
Yes,
level.
get them into ghostsofboyfriendspast@gmail.com. Other than that, keep listening, keep sharing the show, keep rating. We really appreciate it. And
always make sure that you shoot your shot. But if someone says
we-
no, stop shooting.
Right.